Hi, I'm Paul Archer. Welcome to Collaboration Skills in the Later Life Lending Market. Now let's get straight on to the action, shall we? Now, collaboration skills involves the later life marketplace, which is dominated by baby boomers and matures. Now, we reckon, looking at statistics, that there's quite a few of these people around. There's 20 million wealthy people, baby boomers and matures. That's a lot of people. The point about wealthy people is they're surrounded by advisors. Yeah, not everybody's wealthy, I get that, but asset rich, definitely. So they'll be surrounded by advisors. And the whole point is that we need to build a relationship, collaborate with those advisors. That's the whole point behind today's session. Now, typical advisors, we're talking about solicitors, IFAs, mortgage brokers, estate agents, accountants, architects. These are professional people who want to surround these same clients as yours in order to give them advice, because there's money involved. Now, don't forget, of course, we've got things like ChatGPT. I know you don't want to collaborate with that. Well, you probably want to in other areas, but your clients will go to them for advice. Believe me, they will. There's things like club presidents, golf club presidents, all these other people. There are other people in their world who you might want to build a relationship with and collaborate. So how do you collaborate then? Let's talk about collaboration. Now, the benefit, of course, of collaboration with people like that is that you get their trust, because clients need to trust you. If you get a referral from one of these people, then the trust gets passed on. In other words, they trust you immediately. So it's well worth doing, but it takes some time, takes some effort to collaborate and build a relationship with these professional people. So what's your plan of action? Let's give you a plan, because I love a plan, don't you? What's your plan of action? Here's the 3-stage process for you to be able to collaborate. The first thing you want to do is to be able to scope them. Then you want to pace them, then you want to influence them. So scope out who's who in the professional marketplace that you want to build that relationship with. Yes, you might know some people already, but I'm talking about new people. Then you pace them. And we'll talk about that in a second. Pacing is really exciting, actually. Then you influence them. Often we miss out the pacing, by the way. A little secret there for you. So let's go to the first one, scoping them. How do we scope people? Well, the best way to scope your potential professional marketplace is to take a look at who's who and to focus your time and attention on the important ones. Not the ones you already know, I get that, but the ones that will be important to you and your business. So here's a little model to help you to do that. So what have we got first of all? We've got this first area, which is low reciprocity, high reciprocity. Now, reciprocity, of course, means two-way. Now, when you're dealing with these people, yes, you want referrals, but they will want something from you. It's called reciprocity. What's in it for me? What value can you provide them that provides little cost to you? And yeah, okay, I get the fact you might want to pay them a finder's fee, etc. I get all that. And of course you should in certain circumstances. But professional people may want something else. They might, for example, want some education for their clients. They might want you to run some seminars. They might want to share some office space that you've got spare. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, make sure there is reciprocity. You want something from them, but they want something from you, and we need to be able to give that to people. So that's the first way that you scope people. The second way is a bit more common sense, really, and that comes down to how we see them. What kind of potential business are they? Are they high potential business or low potential business? And this comes down to the professional company associate that you're talking to. Their brand, for example, their size, influence, client bank, their location may influence how much potential business you might get from them. If they're high business potential, naturally that's a good thing. If they're low business potential, that's a good thing too. But they might be growing, for example. You might want to focus your attention over there. Now join those two together to give you a nice little graph, if you like, and now we start to see where we can focus. Naturally, you'll be wanting to focus on the associates that have high business potential with high potential reciprocity. In other words, you can provide them with lots of value. So that's where you probably want to focus your attention. That's where you want to build that relationship with them and collaborate. You probably want to go over here as well. Whether you want to go down here depends on whether they are growing or maybe new to town or whatever it is. So that gives you an idea of who to scope with. Once you've decided who you're going to build that relationship with, several people, maybe online, on LinkedIn or face-to-face, whatever is the way that you collaborate, you then want to think about pacing them. Now, pacing them is all about catching up with them. It's about pacing, it's about matching, mirroring, and catching up. And that's key to the whole process, because if you can match and mirror them, and catch up with them, you will become like them. And that's the secret here, isn't it? You've heard about this before, matching mirroring. Pace, 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 pace. Only when you've caught up with them can you then start to influence them. And that's a classic in all human interaction, really, isn't it? So how do we match people? How do we pace them? How do we match them and catch up with them along the way? Well, you probably do this naturally because you're good at what you do and done it for a number of years. But if you want a little secret technique to help you do it quicker, we use what we call social styles. So how do we do this? We do it through social styles. We style people. We put a little colour against them. So let me share with you the model quickly so you get a good understanding of how it works. Now, when you meet somebody for the first time, you want to be assessing them, don't you? So you do that, first of all, by assessing whether they are an extrovert or an introvert. Are they a people-based person, or are they much happier on their own? Difficult to gauge that sometimes, but after a few minutes of conversation, you'll certainly see if they are people-orientated, they need people, they need to be in a group, or whether they are quite happy working on their own. You can make an assumption if you wish to. That's the first one. The second one is whether they are a task-based person. In other words, they are focused on the goal, the objective, getting things done, Or are they people? Are they the party people? Are they holding court with people? Are they all about people as opposed to the task? That becomes priority. So if you join these together, you get your 4 quartiles. And the first kind of character to think about up here is the task-focused individual who's worried about goals, objectives, and winning, if you like, and they're very extrovert. So they are amongst people. They need to be with people. They're very loud, often very gregarious. And we call these red drivers. We give them the colour red because it's quite a nice colour. And these people are very competitive, strong-willed, dynamic, decisive, action-focused individuals. You can spot them fairly quickly. Then we come down here, we have extroverts still, but these are people. Now these are what we call yellow expressives. These people are very sociable, are very enthusiastic, very collaborative, talkative, flexible. These are the kind of people that you can spot quite quickly because they're much more people focused. Of course reds are, but they're more task focused than people. Across the other side then, we've got over here, we've got blues. Now blue amiables, as we call them, these people are more caring, quieter, supportive, trusting, encouraging, a lot more intimate. They're people-based, but they're more introvert, you see. They're generally quieter. They don't need to have people around them. They're less trusting of people immediately as well. So that's the kind of character there on the blue amiable. At the top, you've got task-focused people now, but introvert as well. There you get green analyticals. Now, green analytical people are very interesting. These people are much more cautious, reflective, formal, detailed, and principled people. And there you've got the social styles. So the first thing, of course, you need to do here is to be able to spot them, recognize their colour. And you can do that by practice and understanding the different colours there. And what you have there is the ability to be able to recognise the colour. Once you can recognise somebody's colour, and it's not difficult to do, once you get used to doing it, you're probably already good at it now anyway, then you want to operate what we call the ABC. The ABC stands for assess them, so gauge their colour, then you borrow their style, become like them, remember the pacing, pace, 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 matching, and then you communicate with them in the style that they prefer. And that way you can build that connection, you can start to collaborate and start to influence them. Okay, let's give you some tips around that, shall we? Let's take a look at some tips to communicate with these colours. So once you've recognised them, how are you going to start talking and communicating and getting that channel opened up? Well, let's just take a look at the 4 different colours again. So let's just pop them into the corner. Let's take a look at the red drivers first of all. Sort of things to communicate here. You want to be speedy, to the point. You want to talk about top line here. Face-to-face is good. The phone is just as good. They like it done quickly. Don't do your emails with these people. They'll probably want it offline, but online's fine, LinkedIn. But if you can get on the phone as quickly as possible, that's how you communicate with reds. And get to the point. Don't beat about the bush. Yellow expressives are different. They would require you to get to know them, a bit of rapport. They want you to be friendly with them. Face-to-face is good to them. Get them talking as well. They're very different to the reds. They like that conversational piece and that chat and that social aspect as well. Blues are similar. They like the face-to-face, but they want it steady and slow, really. They want you to listen to them as well. They like a face-to-face. They can read body language, get to know you that way. That's how you communicate with the blue. And the green, similar in a way, but here you're looking at more detail, more logic communication. Email is good. Messenger services are great as well. You need to be more organised and prepare yourself when communicating with a green individual. So that's communication tips for you. There's a few ideas, isn't it? So once you got to communicate and you've caught up with them and you've paced them and there's a good connection, it's then that you want to start influencing them, with the reciprocity, trying to get what you want from them and to give them what they want from you. You want to start influencing them. So here's a few tips and ideas to help you with that one. And again, let's take a look at the model. There's your red drive to start with. The sort of things you want to do with them and their clients is you want to be certainly understanding what their clients' objectives are. What's in it for me? Focus on that big time with the connection that you want to collaborate with. Find out what's in it for them. Give them few options. Recognize their credibility. Talk about action plans with your connection as well. Dealing with clients of the Reds, make sure you look at the goals and objectives of those clients because they're all about tasks. Remember, that's how you influence the Red. The big one is what's in it for me. They will have that blazoned all over the front of their forehead, and you need to find out what that is and to be able to reciprocate quickly. Now the yellows, again, you need to handle the connection this way, but make sure that when you're dealing with their clients, you're likable. You want to be likable to the associate as well, to the connection. You want to socialize. You want to extend the relationship there. You want to build that relationship. They're all about connecting with you, the yellows. Pleasing you, having some fun. That's really what the yellows are all about. They're definitely into socializing. The blues, similar. But here you want somebody to trust. Now they want to trust you. All colours want to trust you, of course they do. But it's even more important for the blues. They're quite cautious that way as well. They want guarantees as well. So when you talk to their clients, give them guarantees. Have no risk at all. They don't like risk at all, the blues. That's how you influence those guys as well. At the top there, the greens, the analyticals. Again, no risk. Again, detailed advice to the connection, but also to their clients as well. Give them time to think. Take your time with that influencing technique as well. And these are just influencing techniques you can use with the different colours, and they all work along the way. The key, though, to collaboration, what is the key to collaborate? We've been talking about this a lot, haven't we? What is the key to collaboration? Well, the key then is to recognise that colour, isn't it? And the ABC, as we've talked about. Recognise the colour, do the ABC, which, as you know, of course, stands for assessing them, borrowing their style, and communicating with them in that style. And then you can influence as well. And remember that model to be able to scope them as well. So scope them, pace them, influence them. They're the 3 steps for you. Hey, I hope that's been interesting for you. We've been talking about some collaboration skills in the later life lending market. Remember, if you can get the referrals from these connections, you're going to get some really good business that way. My name's Paul Archer. As always, if you want to link in with me, I'll be very happy to accept your link.